Lesson 3.1, Lines and Angles. So what we're going to do in this lesson is we'll be able to identify relationships between figure and space, and we will be able to identify angles formed by two lines and a transversal. So the first definition I want to go over is parallel lines. And parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. One way I try to remember it is they do not intersect and they go in the same direction. This is the symbol for parallel. So in the picture, for example, AE, so this line is parallel with line BF. So if you see, they do not intersect and they're going in the same direction. The next definition I want to go over is skew lines. And skew lines are non-coplanar. They are not parallel and do not intersect. So the way I like to remember this is they do not intersect, but they go in a different direction. So for example, you have line AB, this line up here, and CG. So again, they're in different planes. They do not intersect, but they do not also go in the same direction. One's going left and right, one's going up and down. The next definition is parallel planes. And parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So for example, in the picture, you see the shaded A, B, C, D, so the top plane, and plane E, F, G, H, which is the bottom plane. They will never intersect. So we're going to try our first example. In the figure, assume that lines and planes that appear to be parallel are parallel. So the first one asks which segments are parallel to AB. So you see AB here. So we're trying to see lines that go in the same direction but do not intersect. So if I see here, CD goes in the same direction and does not intersect. EF here, same thing. Line segment EF and GH. All right then. The second one is which segments are skewed to CD. So if I see CD, it's right here. So again, CD means that it does not intersect, so it doesn't meet up, but it's going in an opposite direction. So I'm going to take this line, AE, it doesn't intersect and it's going in a different direction. That line as well, it doesn't intersect, but is going in a different direction. Then the bottom plane, this line, GF, same thing, does not intersect, but it's not going in the same direction. And the top line up here, EH. And I think that is it for this question. The next one is what two pair of parallel planes? So again, parallel planes, I see three pairs of parallel planes. So they're planes that do not intersect. So I'm going to pick, so the first example showed us top and bottom, so we can use that one again. The top, remember you need 3 letters to label a plane, so any 3 of those letters would work. And plane E, F, G, the one in the bottom. And we can also, I'm going to change my color. We can also pick the side ones. We can pick this one and that one, or you could have picked the front and like the top, the front and the back. So the second one I'm going to write it over here is plane ABF and plane CDG. The next one saying, what are 2 segments parallel to plane BCGF? So if I see BCGF, it's this back plane. So what's parallel to that plane? One segment that's parallel is this line right here. There are 4 of them that I could see. It's asking for segments. I see also AD up here that's parallel to the back. Then I see this one up here, AE. And I also see this one, DH. Alright, so this is it for example 1. And we're going to move on to the next idea, which is called transversals. So a transversal is a line that intersects 2 or more coplanar lines at distinct points. So you have 2 lines, not angles, lines. So if I see there's 1 line, 2 line, and this line T that I'm drawing is a transversal. It goes through that. The points inside the 2 lines over here are called interior, and the points that are outside the 2 lines are called exterior point. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple more definitions. So alternate interior points are non-adjacent interior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. So if, again, alternate means opposite, and interior means inside. So it's inside the 2 lines and are on opposite sides, like 4 and 6, 3 and 5. Same side interior, they also call that consecutive. Same side interior angles, again they're inside, it's interior, and they're on the same side of the transversal. So 4 and 5 and 3 and 6. So sometimes I will use same side interior, sometimes I will use consecutive angles. They mean the same thing. So make sure you know them as both. Corresponding angles lie on the same side of the transversal and in the corresponding position. So if you see line L and line M, this one's going to be top left, that's top left. So they're corresponding. They're in similar positions for their line. Then, for example, this one is bottom left, that's bottom left. Same thing on the next side. You have top right, and then you have bottom right, bottom right. They're in those corresponding positions. And the last one is alternate exterior angles. Again, alternate, opposite, exterior, outside. Whoops, I did not spell outside correctly. outside. So they are again on the outside, but opposite sides. So 1 and 7, 2 and 8. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a couple of problems. So identifying the following relationships. Name alternate interior angles. So this is a line, this is a line. Inside, that's your interior. Alternate means it's the opposite side. So angle 2 and angle 6, yep. And angle 7 and angle 3. They're inside but opposite sides. Then we have 3 pairs of corresponding angles. So corresponding, they have the same position on each line. So this is on the top left, that's on the top left. So angle 1 and angle 3. This is in the bottom left, this is on the bottom left. So angle 8 and angle 6. And top right, angle 2 and angle 4. It's asking for 3, but obviously there is angle 5 and angle 7 as well. Example 3, let's identify the relationships. So these are your lines, and this line over here, the darker one that I'm shading, is your transversal. So angle 1 and angle 3. So one is in the outside, one is in the inside. So it cannot be alternate or interior or exterior, because one's in the interior, one's in the exterior. They sort of have the same position, so that relationship is corresponding angles. So the next one is 2 and 4. Well, they're both in the inside, but are they on the same side of the transversal or opposite sides of the transversal? They seem to be in the opposite side, so I would say alternate interior angles. All right, I think we are done then.